Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little sculpting video. I'm going to go through the process of making this guy. It is a smaller sculpture made from Sculpting Original, and he is sold, but there is a couple of things still left in the collection, including an original watercolor and prints, and also a sticker set. So I was cleaning out my desk area and I found this little armature that I made a while ago now. So I thought it would be really cool to make something out of it instead of just sticking it in the corner. So decided to make a wolf out of it. It is a sculpture version of the Alpha of the Purple Galaxy wolf that I made into an art doll. So it was a whole little collection that I made. So I probably won't do a long commentary on this. I'll just let the video sort of play out, but I might comment here and there. But yeah, so basically I'm sculpting over a wire armature that has aluminium foil and some masking tape over it. Yeah, like I said, it was made a long time ago, but it works really well. When you're making an armature, I suggest a good tip would be to look at animal skeletons to see how their skeletons are designed and base your armature around that. And then you can also bulk out some areas with the aluminium foil like I have here. And I am using Sculpting Original, like I said before, to sculpt this entire sculpture. So Sculpting Original is a little bit softer than all the other Sculpies, but I quite like working with soft clays. But with soft clays, it can be a little bit more brittle than Super Sculpey or Sculpey Firm. So just something to keep in mind, or even Fimo or Sculpey 3. But yeah, so I'll just let this video play out for a little while. I'll probably pop back in when there's a little thing that I should mention. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. So with the eye area, I tried a few different things to see. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted, and it was just going to be lines for eyes, sort of like my kitsune doll that I do. But when I put them on, I didn't really like the way it looked, and it really wasn't replicating the art doll that I made. So I decided to then try my other method with making little eye wells, and I tried little clay balls to see how it looks. I wasn't really happy with that either, so I ended up deciding to go with tiny little glass beads. So they're yellow glass beads because the eyes for the art doll were yellow, so I chose these little yellow glass beads. I have a whole bunch of different colors that come in those beads. They're really, really small. They do have the hole in the middle, so they're not exactly round, but I thought it worked really, really well because I wanted small eyes, and then I could build up over the eyelids and area, and I kind of like the way it looked. once I finished doing all the details for the face area, I baked the whole thing so I could set it in place, and then I could move on to sculpting the fur detailing. So because it is very soft clay, it has a habit of moving around when you apply any sort of pressure on it. So I recommend doing a sculpture like this in stages. So just get the base stage down first, and then you can go ahead and sculpt all of the little details like I've done here. So I'm working on the main area and just making it a bit more puffy and a bit more detailed, and that way I won't have the body moving around, and it will stay in place. So once I've finished all of the sculpting, I can then go and bake the whole thing again. Once that's cooled down and nice and firm, I can then start painting all the little details. So I'm starting off with priming my piece first. Sometimes I find polymer clay to be a little bit slippery, and the paint can come off. So I find priming it works really well for keeping the paints on. You can also add a varnish if you're wanting to protect or you're concerned about the paint rubbing off. So I'm using a primer that I use on pretty much everything. I use it on my resin too. It's a canvas primer, but it works really well for priming pieces that you want to paint. It's by the brand Derivian Matisse, and yeah, it's obviously white. So once that's dry, I can start moving on to all the other extra little painting techniques. So I'm using some paint from Chromacryl, I'm using some paint from Derivian, and also I'm using some paint by Jacquard. I haven't decided exactly how much metallic I want on it, so I sort of leave that to the last minute. I just wanted to paint a base coat on first. So I'm starting off with all of the black around the eye area and the nose area, just bits that I want to be black and want it to stand out. I also paint the back of the ears as well, and then I can start adding some more paint effects using the violet and blue colors. So using a toothbrush and flicking the paint really works well for making stars or a galaxy effect, so definitely give that a try. I'm using some ink, but you can also use watered down paint or anything like that, and it works really well for achieving a galaxy type effect. And I decided to use just a tiny bit of glittery glue. It's just a paint. It just adds a little bit more of a glittery space effect, but you can really only see it in person. I don't think the camera really picks it up. So that's pretty much it for this whole process. Like I said, this one has been snapped up along with the art doll. There are a couple of things left in the collection as well that you can check out at creaturesofnat.com. Thank you very much to my patrons for supporting me. It allows me to make things like this and experiment a bit more with my artwork. If you want to join, link is down in the description box. You can also check me out on Instagram and Facebook at creaturesofnat. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!